Hello, friends. How are ya? How's everyone doing tonight? It is pouring rain, thunderstorming where I'm at. Well, I guess it's not pouring rain, but it's thunderstorm is brewing. I thought that it passed us, but apparently not. We're still going through it. It's supposed to rain probably till the middle of the night. So now, hun, it says severe weather alert till 10 p.m. Uh-huh. Oh, I thought you said doing football for a second. I was like, football? Yeah, it's rained literally for an entire week. And then yesterday was like our first really fully dry day. If it rained, it was like early in the morning or sometime last night. I don't remember it raining yesterday. And we were watching, I don't remember what we were watching. What were we watching, honey?
Bar Rescue.
Oh, we were watching Bar Rescue. We were watching an episode of that. And suddenly we just heard this big loud thud right outside our house. Well, I heard it right outside our house. Brendan thought it was from inside the house, but it was outside, like I said. And I was like thinking to myself, I was like, the only thing I can think of that would make that loud of a sound and actually shake our house is if a tree fell. And sure enough, a tree had fallen. It was dead. Like we didn't even know. We didn't see it because it was tucked behind a lot of trees. And I guess it gave out yesterday, so it like fell across our whole driveway and into our yard. And really, there wouldn't have been a way to get out of our driveway with the way that it fell. It blocked the whole thing. So we wouldn't have been able to drive out of our driveway. But luckily, I speak thanks for the donation. We can get started on yours whenever you're ready. Luckily, the way that it broke, and because it was just so dead, it kind of like snapped a little bit. So Brennan was able to pull the whole trunk apart basically with his hands and drag it off to the side of the driveway so that if someone couldn't come help us, because we don't have a saw, we have a table saw, but we don't have like a saw that you cut trees down with, we would at least still be able to get in and out of the driveway. So that happened, but luckily our neighbor across the street saw what happened. I don't know if I think she just heard it like we did, and she had her boyfriend come over with a saw, and he just kind of hacked it up in a bunch of different pieces, and we used a couple of those pieces to put around our bonfire, so that looks really nice. And then I guess we just have some kindling. We have some firewood. Or we can just have people come pick it up if they want for free, or we can take it to the dump. So yeah, that's our story. So please pray that no more trees fall around our house anytime soon or ever. All right, what do I need to know about my connection with Sanel? So, well, first of all, let me find my deck. Okay. So I speak. I assume you're looking for a 10-card reading. Is that correct? Thanks, I speak. We hope so too, because if it hadn't been raining the last couple of days, granted, the tree probably wouldn't have fallen, but maybe Brennan would have probably mowed the lawn yesterday, or, you know, we went to the store on Saturday. Like, it could have happened just the day before. Like, It could have hit our cars. It just like landed perfectly when no one was outside, and it fell like right onto the ground. So we're very lucky. Oh, good. I'm glad I'm saying his name right. That's perfect. All right, shuffling for you now. All right, what does Lorraine need to know about her connection with Sanel, her boyfriend? What does she need to know? So the first thing out is the Nine of Wands, which can indicate that you might still be pretty guarded when it comes to him, but maybe on a subconscious level. I don't know. You tell me if you feel like you're guarded or not, but I'm getting like on a deeper inner subconscious level, you could find it very hard to like fully trust or fully open up. And I think that you're getting there little by little, but there is something in you that makes you hold back entirely, possibly due to what you've been through, maybe. Let's see. They're saying that the best thing to do is to eventually try to trust a little bit more. Again, you don't want to do something before you're ready, of course, but they're saying with the Three of Wands and the Star is that like moving forward, your relationship will only be able to go but so far. So it's like you have to understand that it's only going to progress with that variable that you allow for more trust to be let into the connection. And this could be, you said I'm not guarded fully, at least I don't think I am. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not something like crazy. That's why I was thinking it may not even be something that you're realizing, but you still are having to like rewire your brain to think a certain way because probably of maybe some things you've been through. And I think that trust is probably a big thing that's hard for you. Hey, Vetus. Hello and welcome in. So it's like you do your best, right? You see the type of person that he is and you hear what he has to say, and every single time he follows through with what he says he's going to do, every time that he's consistent, you start to trust more and more. But Spirit's kind of saying like you're not fully there yet. There's so much more to unlock in this connection and so much more you can lay bare. But the only way to get there is for you to open up a little bit more. Now, the Nine of Wands does indicate things nearing an end or nearing coming to an end. So this could just be maybe the last lap before you really feel like you can fully breathe and let your guard down with this person. Now, the one way they're saying is like through communication and not telling him everything you've been through necessarily, because I'm sure that he knows, but kind of just like coming at him with a different approach and maybe expressing or explaining to him that like you need verbal commitment. You know, people when they get married they make vows. Maybe, you know, to be in this relationship you need verbal commitment from him. You need him to vow to you certain things out loud that you haven't heard before. You know, not vow the rest of his life to you or anything like that, but just vow that you can trust him, vow that you know, you can trust him with your mind, your heart, your soul. Hearing him say that he will protect you and you can trust him might be helpful to you, but I'm just saying like say it in a certain approach. I feel like he wants that, and I feel like, but he also doesn't want to be compared to people who you've been with before because he's someone different. So yeah, but I am getting that you guys are getting probably near that point, where you'll be able to just fully be open and exposed to one another. Let's see. What does she need to know about her connection? I'm hearing that he likes to be the one to lead. He likes to be the one to make plans. He likes it when you put responsibility in his hands to do things. So he likes planning date nights. He likes being the one expected to do that. I don't know if you allow him to do that or if you override that. But he really likes, yeah, he really likes being the person that makes the plans and does the things. He takes a lot of joy and pleasure out of that. Exactly. He loves to lead. And so I think that by allowing him to do those things that he feels good at does make him feel very secure in the connection. There was something else that they had said. Oh, that is his love language. Being the one to lead, making the decisions. You know, they always say that there's different love languages. I think they say there's like 5 of them. I personally feel like that's inaccurate. I feel like that's a good foundation, but I feel like there's a lot more ways that someone can show that they love, by taking something off of your plate. As far as like leading, that could be perceived as like acts of service, but it's different though. It's not like they're serving you, they are leading the connection. And I feel like that's a different type of love language. Let's see. So Spirit's kind of saying that's good, allowing him to do that. I think also what serves your connection is important for you to know is that you guys do very well by having your own interests, individual interests and hobbies that allows for your individual lives to grow. However, you still come back together. So for example, right now, I love reading tarot. I love everything about it. And this is why I do it. And I'm over here in the living room, and my fiance is playing his video games, and we're like in the same room, but we're doing different things. It's like important for you each to have your own thing that you do, that even if it's spent in the same vicinity, it's like you're still doing your own thing and you still are having your own time. That's very important for your connection. I mean, generally that's good advice for everybody, but I feel like for you two individually, because there could be codependent tendencies in this relationship, and maybe negative attachments. So when we make sure we still are our own individual person within the relationship, it really serves the connection. And I think that that's something that's important for you guys to keep doing. Anything else for I Speak, please? Let's see. Oh, he was really attracted to you. There's something about your lips and your body, like those two things he like really, really loves, and maybe your hair too. Let's see. What else? So you're coming through as the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like he knows your value and he sees you as wife potential. I don't want to rush you and make you feel like that's what he's at and that's what he's thinking. He's not there yet, but he is viewing you as someone who would be really great. Like for instance, you do wifely duties. Like you this is so old fashioned of me to say, but like, you know, a man likes a woman who can cook, you know, like you might demonstrate to him clean bed sheets, you know, like you smell really good, you know, you have like a pheromone that he really gets down with and would like to procreate with or marry or something like that. It's like there's certain things that you do that he's very drawn to, and he like views this as like, hey, I could really get used to this. This is something that I would definitely enjoy. indefinitely. And then when men start thinking that way, my assumption is that then they go, okay, well, could you see this person in your future? Could you marry this person? And then those thoughts start coming through. So I'm not saying that he's like there. I don't want to like scare you or anything, but he's still looking at your qualities as something as very notable. So yeah, that is what I've got for you, I Speak. Did you have any questions about that? Oh yeah, that's true. If there's anything you wanted me to like look at specifically, like a yes, no, I Speak, let me know and I'll pull a card for you. Okay, perfect. I hope that resonated for you. All right, let me see who is up next. I Speak, thanks for the donation and your support. All right, so next up we have, oh, Terry, you changed your picture. We have Terry next. Terry, you can post your question whenever you're ready. Thank you for the donations. I was saying I was ready for your question. You're thinking about moving. Philomena, thank you for the donation. You will be just after Terry, okay? If the list gets too long, I will put it in the chats. Philomena, if you like, you can leave your question here now and I'll save it until your turn. Thank you guys for liking the live stream. All right, so we're looking for guidance, Spirit, for Terry in regards to possibly moving or going home for a bit. Can we get some guidance on that overall? Is this a good idea? Please show me a yes or a no. All right, Spirit saying you're on the right path. We have the Temperance and the Four of Pentacles, but they're saying don't make any hasty decisions. Temperance is generally doing things in moderation, not taking risks. just thinking the things thoroughly and having patience. And then the Four of Pentacles is also kind of holding back and not quite taking any risks. So Spirit's kind of saying definitely don't jump into this decision, but you are on the right path. You are needing a change. If going home for a while would be something temporary, but would kind of get you out of this place that you're in now, that might be the better route to take over actually just completely uprooting and moving. So when you say thinking of going home for a while, would that mean that you would still live where you do now, but you would basically just be visiting for a longer period of time? Is that what that would be? Temporary. So go the temporary route is kind of what I'm hearing. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Going the temporary routes. We have the Justice card. This would do good for you, for your mental health. The Judgment is also here, which indicates feeling homesick. So maybe you're looking for something that's going to bring you some comfort. You could feel a little bit static or out of sorts lately, and maybe just looking for some of that home comfort. The Judgment card also indicates like kind of a rebirth situation. So like if you're looking to shed some old skin, maybe going home, like through August just for a little bit, would help you kind of shed that old skin and come back maybe feeling a little bit different. That wouldn't be such a bad thing, would it? If you take all your kids with you? Let's see. Six of Swords indicates get that move on, girl. Six of Swords has 3 people on the boat. It almost looks like mother and child or mother and children. The Six of Swords indicates taking that journey not alone, with others, is kind of how I'm seeing it. Let's see. And we also have the Sun card. So you have 3 final cards here that talk about children, bringing children to you. I think, or bringing children with you. I think this is going to be just what you need. I really do. Maybe when you come back, you can make decisions about moving, but just right now, don't uproot everything. Just get out of town for just a bit and see if maybe that gives you that revitalization that you're looking for. I see you being happy here doing this. So my advice is the temporary option for now, and think through maybe possibly moving down the line if you still feel that way. Yeah, I think that would be good, especially if that's something that you are able to do. Like if you can make that work, I think that's a beautiful idea. That would be really good for you. What is your second question? Philomena, I have your question. Thank you for posting. We're wrapping up Terry's reading right now, and I will do yours very, very soon. The choices my kid's dad is making me feel, and I miss my brothers. Yeah. All right, let's see. Why is Teth's family treating him like that? Teth's family is treating him a certain type of way. Why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? I'm getting okay, so what the like the, I guess, symbology or metaphor that I'm being shown is Teth is able to get out. Teth is able to expand knowledge or culture, or get out and see the world, or Teth has a lot going for them, something along those lines. And there is a level of jealousy and maybe like disdain for the fact that Teth has a lot of opportunities for them versus like what other people in the family feel. Maybe they have certain expectations for Teth, and Teth wants something different. Is Teth a man or woman? I don't know how to refer to Teth, but yeah, so there is like this layer of expectations that they put on them, but also this level of jealousy for actually getting out and doing something different. Okay, it's a guy. So yeah, they essentially, I feel to a certain extent, they have put kind of like, they've kind of written out his future for him. There are certain things and certain roles that they expected him to have or do. It's kind of giving like that family dynamic where the dad owns a business and fully expects his son to take over, even though that's not his, like his, what he wants to do. It's kind of like that dynamic where I just feel like they had a lot more expectations of him to do different things. And then there's also that layer of jealousy as well, because Teth is getting out and doing his own thing versus doing maybe what other people want him to do. He feels like he has to sneak around them. He can't really talk about his accomplishments or his personal life too much directly to them, because he does feel that kind of eyes burning in the back of his head kind of feeling. So he doesn't really like to tell them or open up too much about what's going on with his personal life, or what he's seen or where he's been or what he's done. He feels in alignment with who he is, but he feels like he has to kind of watch himself around his family and kind of tiptoe, because he's worried that of how they'll react or what they'll think of him. And so I do think it comes, he feels like he has to hide who he is. He feels like he can't fully be authentic and honest and open. He feels like he kind of has to tiptoe around certain people. I mean, he doesn't like it. Like, I mean, he clearly wishes things could be different, but I do feel like he's at a point where he just feels like it is what it is. I don't know how I'm supposed to change their opinion of me or what they want from me. And I think at this point, he's in this place of acceptance, even though he's not happy that that's where he is. He just has always felt like he has to be the leader of his own life and take control of his own life. And hopefully at some point he can have good terms with his family where he doesn't feel this way. But I think right now he's just in this place of like, I mean, it sucks, but there's nothing I can do. That's kind of how he feels. Yeah. Tell me who Teth is again to you. I don't know why that sounds so familiar. You're welcome. All right, working on Philomena. Philomena, if you're here, if you can please say hey, hello, hi, or drop an emoji in the chat just to check in with me so I know you're here. And if you're not, we will timestamp the reading. All right, Philomena, we're shuffling for you now, and we'll timestamp for you. Will Philomena and Tyler Y connection be long-term? All right, Philomena, we've got you started at 33 minutes and 15 seconds. Spirit, please show me a yes or a no. Will Philomena and Tyler Y connection be long term? Please show me a yes or a no. Please show me a yes or a no. What is the highest potential of this connection, please? Okay, so I am getting a yes, Philomena, that this connection has the ability to be long-term and will be long-term so long as that's what you want. They are showing me that it does get a little bit better than what it is right now. I feel like you guys are at like a page and it does get to be a knight. I don't know if that's satisfying for you, if that will be sufficient, or if you're looking more for like king emperor energy. But I do see as like the highest potential is that it does get a little bit better. The center of the reading is what concerns me, that it has the 9 of Swords here, which still talks about sleepless nights, maybe laying up wondering where you stand. Not as, I feel like, I don't know, like the Hermit here can indicate to me just kind of not being as in much communication as you would like. Pentacles in general talk about, oh, you said we're hanging and talking out right now. Yeah, so remember when I said it gets better? It gets better than it is now. I just don't know if the potential is here to get you all the way to like a king, queen, emperor, empress type of energy. That's not necessarily what I have here. It's saying that it gets better than it was. Yeah, it gets better than it was, but there still would be some times of uncertainty or not knowing where you stand. The Hermit here is like the process of searching for deeper truths. So you being an overthinker actually makes a lot of sense because you're probably on this discovery with him of constantly trying to figure out the truth. You want to know what he's thinking, where he stands, what he wants from this. And it requires a lot of patience and understanding and trying to like stop yourself from going, you know, thinking yourself into circles. I see that you guys are fairly compatible on a friendship level. I will be honest, I'm not seeing any love cards in this reading right now. But again, you just asked a yes or no question. So I do feel like this connection could be long-term, will be long-term, however you want to word it. So long as it's something that you want, I think that he would continue this for however long you wanted. I think for you, the 6-card spread that I just did earlier today for, I think it was Nyla, she got a 6-card spread, and I did what is he telling you, meaning like what is he trying to show you, what is he really thinking, how he feels about you deep down, his true intentions, outside influences and blocks, and his energy towards you. If you want to do that, we can. That's $6 for a 6-card reading. We might get like a deeper look into your question, but you just let me know. But otherwise, I am getting a yes. Oh, I see you kind of pumped the brakes a little bit on that. So that's good. So let's see. Yeah, let's look into it. Let's see if there's something I'm not seeing here. I would love to look into that for you. So let me get shuffling for you on that. Thank you. All right, so shuffling for you now. We'll just throw that on the screen. All right, so this is for Philomena and Tyler. Why Philomena wants to know what he wants her to know. What is he telling her? What is he really thinking? How does he feel about her deep down? His true intentions. And are there any outside influences or blocks? As well as his energy towards Philomena overall. What is he telling her? What is he showing her? What is he really thinking? How does he feel about her deep down? What are his true intentions? Are there outside influences and blocks? What is his energy towards her? More. All right. Okay, we got some cups. So that's what I like to see. What's that influence is? Blocks energy. How really feels deep down. What is he really thinking? And what is he telling her? Oh, I see. Okay. That's actually making a lot of sense, Philomena, because the first card out, what is he telling you? We have the Ace of Cups. So that's actually really interesting. If you had not said that he said he has feelings for you, I would literally, no shit, tell you, he'll probably tell you that he has feelings for you, because that's what he's telling you. That's what he wants you to know. That's what he wants you to see, is that there are feelings here. That's what he wants you to know. What he's really thinking to himself is that he is keeping some things to himself. The Four of Pentacles here indicates kind of keeping things close to chest. He's not really putting himself out there, sticking his neck out there. Let's see, what is he keeping to himself, please? What is he keeping to himself? Four of Swords and the High Priestess. Can you give me specific details, Spirit? Can you give me specific details? Okay, so they're asking me to jump towards the last card because I think this is an important piece of the puzzle. So we'll come back. but the energy towards you is the Ace of Wands. That's feeling very sexually attracted to you, lustful towards you, desiring you, and feeling a sexual chemistry with you. So he may be with the what is he telling you and what is he really thinking? He might be holding back all the information. He might be just telling you what it is that you want to hear right now. I do love that you told him to take it slow, because I think that will really show his true colors if it's something that he's willing to wait out. How he feels about you deep down is the Hierophant. He really truly does feel like you guys have a lot in common, and that he identifies with you in some way, meaning he feels that you guys share a lot of the same beliefs, values, or interests, or maybe upbringings, something along those lines, where he feels very familiar with you or to you, like you felt familiar to him, or something along those lines, where he just feels like you guys are generally very compatible with one another and have some common ground. His true intentions is the Moon, which means that he is still likely to be withholding. I feel like he is holding back. I feel like he's not telling you everything. I feel like he's just telling you what you want to hear. So it probably feels really good to hear him tell you that he has feelings for you. He said he's willing to be patient. He doesn't come on strong because he's scared he's going to scare me away. Well, that's good. That makes me really happy. And that makes me feel like he really is respecting what it is that you have to say. So, very possibly what he's holding back is his sexual feelings for you. Maybe he's trying as hard as he can to like withhold the sexual tension that he's feeling, as to not want to scare you off or not want to run you off. The outside influences and blocks, or essentially what's hidden from you guys, is that you both are runners. There's fight or flight reflexes that we all have. And instead of being a runner chaser dynamic, you guys are both runner dynamics. So that's important for you to know, as this could serve as a block. It's very important that you guys both stick it out, and taking on things and doing things slowly is really going to be important for your connection. And then again, to finish it off back initially, what I said, his energy towards you is very, very sexual. It's like hypersensual, like, he really lusts for you. He's horny for you. You'd really turn him on. And that is a general energy right now. I think he is trying to think as like realistically as possible. He's trying to withhold and control himself and have self-discipline. But yeah, so I would say all in all, you can trust what he says at face value, but just know that deep down he is kind of keeping some things to himself. Now, that doesn't mean it's bad things. It could mean good things. It could mean that he's in love with you, or it could mean that he really wants to have sex with you, but he doesn't want to scare you into thinking that's all he wants. But he is holding back to some extent, which I think matches your energy. So maybe you're okay with that. Let me know if you have any questions about that. No. Yeah, he said he respects me a lot, so he isn't talking to anyone else. Not that I picked up on. Yeah, I didn't pick up any other influences at all. Um, I asked for outside influences. We had outside influences in blocks, and I got a no. I got the Eight of Cups. No, there are no outside influences in blocks. But what may be hidden in your relationship is that you guys are both runners. So it's very important that you guys do what you can to stay planted in this connection and work through things, even if that means doing things at a very slow pace, because you both are, when it comes to fight or flight, a lot of times you guys are both runners. So that's the one thing they wanted you to know. But I was getting a no as far as there's no outside influences, which would mean there's no other interests that I'm picking up on, and there's no blocks either. So hopefully that answers all of your questions, Philomena. If you have any other questions or you want to make any other donations, just go for it. Donations are still open, but if not, thank you for being here and your contribution to my channel. We are going to move on to James. So James, I did a love reading today, and I just did it for Philomena for someone else. Like, this was the second time I did it. I have, you're welcome. I have, what is she telling you? What is she really thinking? How does she feel about you deep down? Her true intentions, if there are outside influences or blocks, and her energy towards you as a 6-card reading. If that sounds good to you, let me know and we will do that for you. If you're on the way out, please make sure you are liking the stream if you haven't had the chance to already. I really appreciate it. James, I'm just going to go ahead and go with my intuition on this one, and I will go ahead and do the new love spread that I mentioned for you. Hopefully you can get some new information maybe through that. Hey Rising, how are you? Welcome in, welcome in. Chill vibes over here. It is raining. It's a rainy night, and it's kind of like an intimate live stream, I would say, because we've got just like a handful of people in here. All right, so this is for James and Patty. Please, what is she telling him? What is she really thinking? How does he feel about her deep down? What are her true intentions? Are there outside influences or blocks? And what is her energy towards him, please? That's funny because I'm getting what is she telling you? And I have the moon. So initially I'm getting crickets. I'm getting like minimal, if not much communication at all. As far as like what she's thinking, what she's feeling, I do feel like some holding back and keeping things very private. She's the type of person that is like very much, she has so much depth to her, and she really likes to keep that under wraps. So she's kind of like the ocean, there's a lot of depth to her there. And there's a lot that you can't see, a lot that she keeps hidden. And I think that this is intentional. So she is making sure that you only get what she allows you to see. This is intentional, this is on purpose. Um, and I feel like honestly, she's probably just trying to like not gain your trust, because like you have her trust, I think, but like she's trying to understand your perspective and understand if she can trust you. So she's kind of been like, like when someone's kind of been like battered and eaten, like imagine a little animal, like when they don't, who can they trust? So then they're very like standoffish and skittish, and it's until you show consistent love and effort and it's just consistency, then they'll start to open up and become a different person. But I feel like for her, she's just very kind of like showing you not much, honestly. Like I'm not getting that you're getting a lot of depth here. What is she really thinking about you? We have, let's see, we have the sun. So she really likes your personality. She likes how you seem to have a very, your personality is like, it's interesting because it's a little mysterious. It's a little hard to read, but there is a quality about you that does show that you're have a happy demeanor. You generally are a happy person, but you may not be always the easiest person to read. She's thinking that you do things that make her smile, do things that make her happy, say things that make her happy even. There's something about you that does brighten her day. I have, how does she feel about you deep down? We have the temperance. So it seems like to her, patience is a virtue, and you have it in bulk. And she really appreciates that. I feel like she's just she gets very nervous. Like I heard when I was shuffling for this reading, I heard her saying like, I'm really nervous. Like I think she just gets like very worked up in her own mind, and you are kind of calming to her. So I kind of view like she views you as kind of like an anchor in her mind to kind of stabilize her and make her not feel so discombobulated. In regards to her true intentions, I have the Chariots. So I do feel like she wants to explore this further with you. I don't think that she is necessarily wanting to put any kind of block on this whatsoever. I do feel like she might want to take things slow, but I don't feel like she's looking to veer in a different direction. She's looking forward, facing forward, and looking to continue to discover more within this connection. As far as if there are any outside influences or blocks, we do have a yes. It's not an influence, it's a block, not an influence. The block is the Ace of Swords, so she needs to get better with her communication. She might have issues with her roots or throat chakra, possibly due to this lack of alignment here in communicating her needs and her feelings and what she wants. I think she has a hard time. She might be a people pleaser, and that could be a block here as well. She needs to find a way to like express her voice and really say what it is that she means. I do feel like she's getting there. We have the 10 of Wands. So this could indicate that this is coming to an end and she's not going to feel like she has to bear other people's feelings anymore and carry the weight of their opinions on her shoulders, that she will get through that. But it is currently serving as a block right now within the connection. And we have her energy towards you is the 9 of Cups. So she does view you as someone who could provide happiness, like real happiness, and maybe even satisfaction, as well as giving her what it is that she wants or needs, maybe meeting her needs as well. She looks at you as someone who really just wants to make her happy, and there's something about you that she gets that idea from. So I don't know if it's something you've told her or if it's just how strongly she feels the connection on a, you know, like an energetic level, or a psychic level. But she feels like you're someone who would do what they can to make sure that she feels fulfilled, and that's how her energy is towards you. So let me know if you liked that reading, James, or that spread, I should say, that 6-card spread. It's a new one I just entered into the rotation today. Rising says, just chill and eating a burger. Oh, that sounds so good. I like that it all made sense. Okay, that makes me happy to hear. So I am ready to do your mini reading whenever you're ready. Late night munchies. Did you get it DoorDashed, Rising, or did you go pick it up somewhere? Did you make it at home? So I guess for my mini is, what's the next course of action? All right. What's the next course of action? Spirit, what is the next course of action between Patty and James? What can we expect next between Patty and James, please? Nice. I was just going to ask where you got your burger from. I was just curious. What's the next course of action between Patty and James? So they're kind of showing me, James, that she needs a little bit more time. But what I'm hearing from like somebody that's looking out for you and the connection, I don't know where this is coming from, but basically like a little tough love. I feel like she needs a little bit of tough love. She is really, I almost feel like she's okay. This is the description they're giving to me. You know, like when you go to the pool and it's really cold, and they're like, you could walk in and really take your time with it, or you can just jump in. I feel like she's just been walking into the pool for way too long, and she just needs to jump in, because if she had just jumped in, she would get warmed up a lot faster than if she's just slowly walking her way in. And she's doing everything she can to take it so easy, so carefully, you know, so that way she's prepared for the next step that she walks into the water with. Hey, Jazz, how are you? And I just feel like almost like her spiritual team, like y'all's, whoever's blessing this union, is like she just needs to jump in. And not that you need to be the one to give her the push, but it's like she's asking for more time to get acclimated, more time to get adjusted. And I almost feel like it's just kind of silly at this point. I think that she needs to kind of understand that we can't just keep waiting around. Like at some point, either you're gonna get hurt or you're not. Like at some point it's gonna be amazing or it's not, and she kind of has to face that, and just kind of just take that jump, you know, dip all the toes in, dip the whole thing in. Like she just needs to just get in there. And I am seeing here with this trajectory, unless something changes, she's still wading into the water. Like she's still walking slowly into the water. And I just don't know how you feel about that. Maybe you're willing to give her, you know, some more time because of how strongly you feel. I definitely see here with the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, you being someone who continually gives to her. And maybe you feel like that's your place in this life now, is that because, you know, you're a little bit more further along than she is. Maybe it's just your job to have patience, and continue to give your love and extend your loving light and energy to her, in hopes that at some point she'll that's good. That's what I was thinking, that it probably would, that's where it would probably would go. And that's kind of what I'm seeing now for the foreseeable future. Now, the one positive thing that I have here that way to leave y'all on a cliffhanger, right? Sorry about that. The one thing that I will say that's positive is that I have the Two of Wands here. And so she is considering the fact that her way may not be the best way. She's considering the fact that maybe something out there is better than what she's currently experienced. And so I feel like that does give a little bit of hope, especially as it falls next to the Page of Wands. And that is like having a new perspective, you know what I mean? That's like someone changing their point of view or deciding to kind of just go against the grain, you know? So yeah, I mean, I understand you'd want to know it's not just in vain. I completely understand that. I truthfully tell people, like, the only way they'll know for sure is by getting direct communication from their person, because only then will you know in that exact moment where their head is at. Because when I do readings, I'm reading energy. I'm reading what they were feeling an hour ago, or even now might change from an hour from now. The only way to really gauge someone's temperature or really know how they feel or what they're thinking is by going directly to the source. But sometimes we don't want to do that because multiple reasons. But maybe in this circumstance, you're like, well, I have more patience, I want to give it more time. But yeah, the only way you're gonna know for sure is to go directly to them, which I always encourage. But I do understand, getting a reading just because you are just trying to get a perspective outside of doing something like that. So we're going to do a last call for any donations. Thanks, Rising. Let me add you. J Moon is donating. Thank you. All right, let's see here. All right, so Rising for a BOGO. How is Mike really feeling about you? Oh, what actions will Mike take in July? Okay. Got it. All right, so all right. So then we have Jazz donated for a mini. And then we have J Moon. Are you donating through Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal? Okay, baby. Alright, so J Moon did PayPal. Everyone did PayPal. I am wait, so A Jazz and J Moon, you guys have the same name. So J Moon did PayPal. So A Jazz, where did you do it at? Oh, you did PayPal? Oh, Jesus. Okay, so okay, got it. So I have Rising Storm confirmed for a BOGO. I have A Jazz confirmed for a mini. got it. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Oh, that was confusing for me. Sorry. I probably should have this memorized by now. Okay, we've got everybody on here. Let me add the donation list here just so everyone knows where they are. All right, we have Rising, and then we have Jazz, and then we have J Moon. That was a little confusing, J Moon. Sorry about that. I apologize. That your donation had come in like as we were talking about it, and I had only seen 2 so far, so I was like, wait, what's going on? Okay, so those are the donations on the screen. I have Ajaz's question. So Ajaz, will call on you when it's your turn. We are gonna start with Rising because she donated first. So Rising, I have your 2 questions. I am going to go ahead and just maybe put your, I don't know, we'll just put this on the screen so that way if you want to come back, you can see where you are. Let's see. And it looks like I got another donation from Jazz. So Jazz, are we doing 2 minis for you? Okay, that sounds perfect. Oh. All right, give me 1 second while I shuffle. All right, Jazz, I have your question number 2 as well. You're welcome. All right, let me go ahead and close the list. If anyone is in here would like to still donate, I will honor that for those that are in here. If you want to add to your reading or add or just donate in general. I see I have a couple viewers in here, so you guys still can donate, but outside of that, anyone new that comes in, I am closing the list. So let's see. First question for Rising. All right, how is Mike feeling? Ooh. Oh my goodness. We have the 4 of Wands, the Devil, and the Knight of Swords. How's Mike feeling? The Lovers. the Eight of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like this person was thinking maybe at some point or considering like kind of letting this connection go, and they're coming back around for seconds. The reason I feel that way is because I have the Eight of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles, and not only that, but the Eight of Cups comes before the Ace of Pentacles, so it's making me feel like someone who was once considering abandoning this idea or this plan or this connection is now having a change of heart. The Four of Wands indicates wanting to take things to the next level, and we also have the Lovers here, so it's almost like a connection or feelings that you can't really deny or push down anymore. I feel like hold on. Double Nine of Swords. Yeah, I feel like Mike is kind of in this place where he wants to act impulsively. There's like so many times where he wants to just kind of do what he's feeling in the moment, and maybe he holds back because he's not really sure how it's going to come across. I almost feel like you guys are in on this like inside joke or secret with one another that it's like hasn't even been communicated between the two of you yet, which is interesting. How is Mike truly currently feeling for Melissa, please? I feel like he feels like this is unfortunately oh, okay. So the Magician is in reverse. So this would indicate that he unfortunately feels as of right now that he, and maybe this leans into your next question, but he feels like he doesn't have a choice or a say in what's happening right now. Like I feel like he's thinking in his mind, I wish this could have gone so differently. I wish this would have been completely different. And for him, he just feels very much like out of control or out of sorts, and he feels like everything's just kind of falling apart. Let's see. How is he truly feeling? We have the Fool. I think he's feeling kind of dumb. Like the Fool, I'm looking at it very literally, like him feeling kind of foolish or immature, the way he's acting, feeling kind of immature. Maybe careless or inconsiderate, because possibly he feels like he handled this like a completely wrong way, and like I think that he worries he may have hurt your feelings or maybe rubbed you the wrong way or really lost his chance with you because of how he acted, kind of foolish. How is he currently feeling? How is Mike currently feeling for Rising? I think he will look for a second chance from you, Rising. Like I said, we're kind of leaning in to your second question as far as actions. So the first action that I'm getting is wanting to apologize for how he acted. Let's see. He really wishes things went down differently. I think he thought he was doing the best that he could with what he had to deal with. So yeah, and apologies first and foremost, but let's pull some more cards. What actions will he take in July? What actions will he take in July? We have the Four of Cups, missed opportunities, stagnation, regrets, focusing on the negative. I feel like he's just going to sit here and kind of like have self-pity for how this is all played out. Will he come towards her in July with this apology? I am getting a yes. Nine of Pentacles and the Empress. So maybe detaching himself from other influences might be something that he finds his way through in July. I'm definitely getting before the end of summer. I think that he is going to find his footing and really kind of stand up for himself and his position. I have the death card here, which talks about big changes or transformations that he's going through right now. So that's good. Let's see. What actions will he take in July? What actions will he take in July? I think that is like the extent of what I'm getting. I'm seeing generally towards the beginning of the month, like nothing really changed that much. I think the first thing he wants to come towards you with, that's kind of like weighing heavy on him, 10 of Wands, is that he kind of screwed it up. Like he kind of screwed this whole thing up. It did not go down the way he would have wanted it to. He would want to apologize to you maybe for acting immature or going around your back, and also not handling things with you directly. Yeah, did you have any questions about that, Rising? J Moon, if you'd like, you can go ahead and post your question now, and I will hold on to it once it's your turn. He's regretting. Yes, he is regretting how things went down with you. Yo, my pen just ran out. What the heck? Dang, that sucks. I need to get a new pen. How does that just happen? You're welcome. Thanks for coming in. All right, so first up for Jazz, we have, how will my friend the Cancer's birthday weekend turn out, even though I invited my first one? All right, let's see. You don't have a pen out here, babe, do you? All right, how will my friend Rel's birthday weekend turn out, even though I invited my plus one? J Moon, make sure that you post your question before I sign off, or you will run the risk of having to wait until the next time I go live to get your reading. So just make sure you get that done here within the next like 10 minutes. How will it turn out for her? I think it's fine. I think birthday turns out good for Rel. I think that's her, if I'm not mistaken. I think birthday turns out just fine. As far as Rel's perspective is they're being doted on. Rel feels like they're getting like a lot of gifts and attention, and I think that's kind of like the point of the birthday. I think they want to make sure that they're the focus. They don't want like gossip or talking or like any kind of drama that happens outside of them. They just kind of want the attention on them. I have the Four of Pentacles here. Thank you. I have the Four of Pentacles here, indicating that she's kind of like just wanting to have all of the focus on her. The Four of Pentacles is like holding on to something very tightly. So Jazz, my advice would be to make sure that even though you bring a +1, you still give Rel adequate attention for her birthday weekend. Don't make it seem like it's all about you and your +1. It's like, you know, make her feel loved on and special, and I think everything will be just fine. Yeah, the Lovers is here. So I think generally speaking, Rel feels like everything goes well. She's it's funny because I feel like she kind of likes to get compliments, or she's gonna want to hear compliments on this birthday. Maybe like if you were to do something, like if you're worried about there being any tension or any like thing weird, maybe suggest that your group of friends like all say like a favorite memory with Rel, or a funny story that would make her feel good, because especially if you suggest it, then that would feel like you really care and you're here for her, especially if that's important to you. I feel like any kind of compliments or fun story or focus or attention that you make sure you put on her, as long as she feels loved and special, I think that it's really not going to matter. So let me know if you have any questions about that. Oh. Yeah, I mean, obviously you're gonna spend time with and cater towards your +1, especially because you don't want them to feel like an outsider, especially if they don't know anyone there. But we got to remember what the point of this all is. The point of it is to celebrate your friend. So I would just make sure that you still make her feel like the focus, and I think it'll all be okay. All right, so what's the deal with the X lurking on IG? The Libra. First out, we have the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like she's probably having issues. Is she in a relationship? I'm getting that she's having issues in romantic endeavors. So she could have, if she's in a relationship, they could be going through a hardship right now, or she feels like lonely if she's not in a relationship. But essentially she feels like her love life is not going very well. However you look at it, you have to balance the two. Yeah, exactly. And it's funny how you said I have to balance the two, and I have the Two of Pentacles here, so that might be a double confirmation for you. But as far as the ex, I feel like her love life just isn't necessarily going the way that she would want it to go, and therefore she's looking at her other options that she has right now. We have the Lovers, which would indicate still an attraction and affection for you. Oh God, Queen of Wands. So I feel like this person definitely still has feelings for you. We have deciding to stay or go, or feeling like the grass is greener. Ah, you literally just said that. That's crazy. She thought the grass was greener on the other side. That's why I left her fucking Two of Wands. That's literally what that card means. That's crazy. So now she thinks the grass is greener back on your side of the yard. Oh, wow. That's nuts. That's it's literally blows my mind that you said you need to balance the two in Two of Pentacles. Literally look up the definition of Two of Pentacles balance. And then as you said, she thought the grass was greener than the Two of Wands. Like that's never happened to me. I don't think that's ever happened to me doing readings. Is as someone was saying things in the chat, the cards were coming out meaning that same thing. That's nuts right there. That's the confirmation that you need. Did you have any questions about that? J Moon, we're calling on you again. This is the third time calling on you. Please make sure you post your question. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm pretty sure that you were, see, that's where you got to focus on your intuition more, right? You have to make sure that you're listening to what your inner guidance is saying, because I'm just here to give you confirmation, but to something that you already know. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Okay, let's see. Will she try to come back here? Will the Libra try to come back to Ajaz? Let's see. Show me a yes or a no. I am getting a no. So she's just lurking for now. Yeah, no again. She's just lurking for now. No at the bottom of the deck. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's never happened to me before. Hey babe, do you mind getting me a pen? Oh, thank you. She's trying to see what's happening on this side. Yeah. I would love for you to post, like, if it's appropriate, but I would love for you to post, like, pictures of, like, your +1 and stuff when you go to that event, because I'm almost positive that she's going to see it, the X, and that will just be hilarious. Thanks, sugar. Was this from my little pen thing?
No, it was in the
like the drawer?
No.
Oh, where at? Where was it? Oh. Final call for J Moon before I sign off here. Oh my god, me too, and I will. Please do. That would be so funny. Okay, Jazz, that works. I got it. So you just post whenever you're ready. Maybe that'll give J Moon a little bit more time. Oh, wait a second. J Moon posted her question on PayPal. Okay, that works. I will do... So I'll do the last question for Jazz, and then I will do J Moon's question. We'll just timestamp it. All right, so Jazz, go ahead and post your question. Ooh, I feel that air. Thank God. I go all day freezing. I like have the heating pad and everything like freaking freezing. You know, I'm just cracking up. Just really cracking up. It's been a while since I cracked up.
Been looking to really crack up.
Yeah, and now I'm just like fucking sweating through this shirt. It's crazy. does probably cheese. I was shredding cheese over there. It probably fell on the floor. You know how he is with his cheese. I know, that's crazy, right? That's crazy. Okay, how does Sajne feel about me after our clarity and truth we shared with one another? Let's see. How does Sajne feel, please? Since the conversation, since the clarity, since the truth, how does Nay feel, the Sagittarius, about Ajaz? Okay, so what she's showing me is like this was like a much needed rite of passage. It needed to happen. She felt like you guys were just way too differing or opposed and didn't really have that like common ground of understanding, and that made it pretty difficult. Almost seems like you guys can both be kind of stubborn too, but what's funny about your personalities is that if you feel the other person's willing to compromise, then you're willing to compromise too. It's you have to feel like the other person is willing to give a little bit or be a little bit more vulnerable, and then you're like, oh yeah, okay, well they're making an effort, so I'm gonna make an effort too. But y'all's personalities are very similar in the fact that if you're both stubborn and no one's willing to budge or make the first move, then that can make it very hard. So yeah, because you had the differencing of perspectives, or you guys you weren't able to have that heart to heart with one another, it was proving to be a challenge. But now I feel like it's going really well. I still feel like you guys still have some more to build from, because keep in mind that when you're vulnerable, you're laid open, bare and raw, and you're essentially going back to bare bones, if that makes sense. And so now we still have to rebuild. We still have to put the walls up, the drywall, the insulation, all that. So you guys are still in that rebuilding phase, but it's definitely proving to be that it served the connection, and it's definitely more beneficial that you guys, J Moon, I got you. I actually said that I realized that, and I was going to timestamp it for you. But thank you though. I'll be with you in 1 second. So it's definitely served the connection and been beneficial for you guys, because she was viewing this, maybe you two, as like kind of like a challenge or obstacle, but now that you guys have let that wall down, it really helps. And I'm especially seeing this because I have the King of Pentacles, which talks about stability and feeling like the connection's a bit more, it has feet, you know, like it's more grounded, it's more planted. And then also the 10 of Cups, which indicates happiness and alignment and being in harmony. And so it's like you guys were really able to open up and see the other side, and I think that that's only going to bring you guys closer. So maybe she feels that, maybe she feels like she's a bit closer to you as well. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, especially if it's someone new, which I don't know if that's the case for you guys, but it is hard kind of opening up to someone, you know? It's so easy to talk about the easy things, you know, the things that matter, but not necessarily the fun stuff. But when you have to get really real with someone, it's not for the faint of heart. It's just not. And you really have to make sure you trust that person. And you're like, how do I know I trust them if I don't let them in? It's like a catch-22. So yeah, I would say this definitely served the relationship, and now things feel more aligned than before. But just keep in mind, there's still the building phase that you guys still have to do. This is just the start. That's good. That makes me happy to hear. I hope you have fun when you see her again. I'm not sure if that's at the birthday party or not, or the birthday weekend, but I hope you guys continue to have a good trajectory in your connection. That's good. It's very different because I'm used to jumping into something that will be at the party. Yes, okay. Yeah, I mean, take it slow, you know. Sometimes different's good, right? Because what did they say? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting to get a different result. So if you do something differently, then you should expect something differently. Or expect something different. All right, so next up, that sounds great, Jazz. Definitely hope to see you back here soon. Next up, we have J Moon. Good, that makes me happy. I hope that makes you happy too. All right, so J Moon, if you are here, you can say hello. I'm only asking you to check in just so I know if I need to timestamp your reading or not, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. All right, how do they feel towards J Moon since the fallout? J Moon, is it okay if I say your person's initial? How do they feel towards J Moon since the fallout? Jazz, you're welcome. Have a good night. Make sure if you guys are heading out that you like the live stream on your way out. I would really appreciate that. We are working on our last reading of the night, but I will be back tomorrow. How does D feel towards J Moon since the fallout, please? Ooh, J Moon. D is missing you. We have the 5 of Cups, which indicates sadness, loss, grief, despair, maybe even guilt or regret, wishing he did things differently. He may be even mourning the loss of you and feeling heartbroken. There's negative emotions and feelings of loneliness. How is D feeling towards J Moon since the fallout? He is feeling guarded. I definitely need a sense that he's missing you, and he's feeling the separation. But something makes me feel like he feels like it was for the best. Despite all of that, he feels like this is what was needed right now, at least for now, for you guys to get some space and really think things through. I'm getting that because I have the Justice, which indicates like things going how they're supposed to, scales being balanced, the relationship getting the justice that it needs, essentially like things happening the way they're supposed to. And the Hermit here also indicates like needing that space, needing that time to kind of retreat and really think through things right now. I'm not getting any indication of like reconciliation per se. That could be the case if I were to read again and do another check-in for you at some point, but he's still feeling a bit guarded. Now at the bottom of the deck, we do have the 8 of Wands. So I want you to be mentally prepared for communication from him, but don't expect it. And I mean that because he hasn't made the decision to reach out to you, but those thoughts are swirling around in his head. So it wouldn't be completely crazy for you to get communication from him, but I don't want you to expect it because like I said, he hasn't fully decided and he's still in a very conservative type of energy where he's doing things very like inactive. He's more so focusing on himself and his own feelings. I think that with a Judgment card here next to the 5 of Cups, which can indicate guilt or regret, he may be looking for forgiveness in this connection. If you were the one that did something wrong, he would hope to get apology from you if you haven't already, but there's something here that has to do with needing to heal from this and seeking forgiveness within your connection. Did you have any questions for me in regards to that? Okay, so let's see. Any advice for J Moon? Any advice for J Moon? Any advice for J Moon? You know, it's hard to say. I think right now, because the one card that I'm getting is the Five of Pentacles, is just, it's not necessarily advice, but maybe it's like guidance or giving you hope or faith. It's stating that you will overcome this, but currently I think it's just a matter of really feeling through your emotions. Maybe that's the advice. Understanding that this is a hardship for you, that this is hard for you. This is not, you know, maybe you are feeling heartbroken and maybe you are missing him as well. Maybe these feelings are reciprocated back towards him because we only did a reading on him towards you. And so I kind of feel like the advice here is just to understand that it's okay to not be okay, that it's very important that you feel through everything as much as you possibly can until it doesn't hurt anymore. And at some point, you are going to wake up and realize that he's not the first thing on your mind when you wake up and throughout the day, and he's not the last thing you think about before you go to sleep. And it's going to be refreshing. It's going to hit you in the middle of the day and you're going to be like, oh shit, like I didn't even think about that at all today. And that's where you know that you're healing. But you do have to feel through these things. It's the only way that you're going to be able to change, heal, move on from it, is to fully feel it, because otherwise it sticks with you longer than it should. It ends up being something you have to dig back up and unpack, you know, later on down the line because you didn't allow yourself to feel. And maybe that's not the best advice, that or not the most helpful advice, but it is something that will benefit you down the line. So that is what I have for you, J Moon. And that was the Five of Pentacles card, just so you know. Beautiful love. Hi, Luna, will you be back tomorrow? Yes. Beautiful love. I will be back tomorrow. I did 2 live streams today. I should be back tomorrow with 2 live streams as well. One earlier in the day and then one in the evening. But you'll definitely see me at least once tomorrow, maybe 2 times. Okay? All right. Thank you guys for stopping in, for being here, for the support. I really appreciate it. And if you're heading out, if you can please make sure that you like the live stream. Just click that little like for me. That would make me really happy. You're welcome, J Moon. I hope you have a lovely rest of your night, everyone, and I will see you next time.